In the top stories, Federation to welcome Team SKN this afternoon. Cuban residents struggle with crumbling houses and fears of unparalleled disruption as UK junior doctors strike. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Wednesday, the 12th of April 2023. I'm Jason Davis. Nationally, later today, the Federation will welcome home Team SKN from the recently concluded Carifta 50 Games held in the Bahamas. The 23-member national team is due to return at 3:30 p.m. on Wednesday. The SKN Athletics will be hosting a welcome party and motorcade to celebrate their achievements and is inviting the public. Public Relations Officer of SKN Athletics, Patrice Harris, gave details of the planned celebrations.
The association is indeed pleased with the performance of our 23-member team that traveled to Bahamas for the 50th staging of the Carifta Games. So we are extremely proud of our athletes and we want to celebrate them. So I'm encouraging members of the public to get your national colors, get your flags, and head up to the bypass road opposite Kayanjet this afternoon from about 5 p.m. where the motorcade will take place throughout the streets of Bastia, beginning first on Wellington Road. Let us show our athletes what competition and division pride is.
She acknowledged the medalists and other athletes.
Walked away with 3 medals at the conclusion of the games. 1 gold medal for Mr. Akanye Samuels Francis, 1 silver medal for Mr. Jalen Bennett, and 1 bronze medal for Miss Deschanel Thomas. In addition to this, many of our athletes would have performed at their best. They would have received PBs in their individual events. We also had Miss Jazara Claxton, who broke a national record, a 14-year-old national record that she broke in inter-school and then broke again at the Carifta Games in Bahamas.
She congratulated the athletes and the team for their display of patriotism in the face of adversity and disappointments at the meet, one of which being Jalen Bennett's name being left off of the starting list for the under-17 200-meter final, resulting in him running alone. He missed out on the bronze medal by a few milliseconds, clocking 22.06 seconds to the Bahamas' 22.03. Meanwhile, SKN Athletics will address the mishap at Carifta 50 involving Jalen Bennett in the under-17 200-meter final event. His name was left off of the starting list event, although he qualified. This resulted in him running alone, clocking 22.06 seconds. In an earlier interview, Sportsmax interview, meet director David Charter acknowledged that they dropped the ball.
The timing officials missed out on him. There was another athlete who did not qualify for the finals, and his name was down on the start list. We then redid the start list, and at the end of the day, we failed to make contact with the syndicates of athletes, informing him that he had made the finals. You know, as a meet director, I have to take full responsibility for that. We failed that athlete. And at the end of the day, that athlete wanted to run that race. It was until the finish of the race, the 200, that the athlete coaches learned that he did not show. And they lodged a protest. The athlete wanted to run. And by all means, we made all effort to ensure that that athlete had himself the opportunity to run at the Carifta Games. He had the slowest time qualifying for the finals. And he ended up, after his run, with a 4th place finish, an official time at the Carifta Games.
SKN Athletics will give its response at a press conference and welcoming of Team SKN this afternoon. In other news, new equipment related to ophthalmology, dialysis treatment, mammograms, and ultrasound are now online or expected to come online in the coming weeks as the government of St. Kitts and Nevis undertakes upgrades to improve healthcare. The most recently purchased piece of equipment is a state-of-the-art microscope for the ophthalmic unit at the Joseph N. France General Hospital. It was acquired at a cost of more than $700,000 US. Director of Health Institutions Dr. Jensen Morton said during the radio and TV program In Focus that the microscope was essential in conducting eye surgeries that had been stopped in July of 2022.
Upon investigation, we were able to see that the machinery was pretty old. It was in dire need of replacement. It was at a point in which, even if you repaired it, it would be a very expensive repair, and it's probably going to have some other component of it fall apart in a couple of days to weeks again. So the Prime Minister made the decision to make the purchase of new equipment for eye surgery.
The purchase also included machines to conduct ophthalmic ultrasounds, surgical equipment, and anesthetic equipment for eye surgeries, computer systems, and software. The equipment and software are already at the JNF General Hospital and are being configured. Dr. Morton said that the service will be fully available shortly. The Director of Health Institutions added that the Ministry of Health was also able to source new dialysis machines. Staff were trained on how to use the new equipment, which has since been operationalized. Dr. Morton added that an existing machine was also configured to reintroduce mammogram services at the hospital. A mammogram is an X-ray scan of the breast and is extremely useful in detecting breast cancer. This service will come online shortly. New ultrasound machines were also donated to the ministry from a collaboration between the Pan American Health Organization and the Swiss Embassy. They will be operationalized in short order. Dr. Morton said that these pieces of equipment are part of the government's efforts to positively enhance healthcare. Training initiatives are also taking place in areas such as customer service, leadership, and more to strengthen human resources. Moving now to news on the regional scene. Cuba's government wants to revive the tourism sector with glossy